And hello. Happy Thursday. We're almost there. Almost the weekend. Actually, I can't really even make it sound like I'm all that. I mean, I am kind of tired, but I had the day off, so it's not like I was working all day or anything. I've just been moseying around my house, doing some gaming, cleaning a little bit, put some laundry away. Um. Anyway, let's get started. It's freaking hot today. It's like almost 30 Celsius and humid. Not a fan of it. Just finished eating too. Um, so let's see. The plan for today is pretty straightforward. We're gonna read through Organic Perspective, the last big exercise of Lesson 1 of Drawbox. I haven't looked at it at all yet. Do a few Ghosted Want line warm-ups before that, I guess. Then we'll watch through that. Probably get started on it. I'm not entirely sure how much of it we're gonna do. We'll have to see what kind of pace I'm going at or how it's gelling for me. Ideally, we'll probably do at least one frame of it. Maybe two. I don't think we'll do an entire page today. I have some stuff I gotta do later, so I don't really want to be doing another like 3 or 4 hour stream. So we'll do that. And then, depending on what we're looking at time-wise, probably, I think we're going to continue on that deer skull we were sketching yesterday in Clip Studio. So we'll do that. I'm going to try to keep it relatively short tonight, just because I have a very long work day tomorrow. And then after that, I also want to be streaming pretty long. Because I think we're going to do, hopefully, at least a page of Organic Perspective and probably another pixel thing, like a Hololive one. Another character one, which will take a lot longer than... I mean, even the animation one kind of took a while this week, but a character one, so... That's the tentative plan. For now, let's see how Handcam is feeling today. It was a little scuffed yesterday. Give that a second for the bitrate to pick up. No, it's not too bad. Alright, let's do a little bit of warming up. I decided to change up the music for today, too. Found a chiptune playlist on Pretzel Rock, so figured we'd do that. Oh, I should probably... This is going to be the sheet we're using later, so... I'm going to move my monster away from what I'm drawing, too. I've already knocked it over on my desk once in the past couple weeks. Wasn't great, so I'll just sit on the floor for now. Okay. Alright. So. We'll figure out our daily reminder once we watch the video and see if there's any gems of wisdom in there. Armrests are down. Remembering to keep the posture somewhat decent today. Move this up a little bit. Oh, ow. Hit the power button. Gotta shift this slightly here. Basically, the mount that I have this hooked onto is one of those, basically, it's a car mount. And as such, it grips to the sides of the phone, which also just happens to be where the screen off button is on this particular one that I'm using as a hand camera. Remembering to draw from the shoulder. Try to keep it relaxed and focused, not too stiff, too uptight. And confident. Keep reminding myself, lesson 1, confidence is key. So while the planning phase of the ghosting process is very important, it's important not to overdo it to the point where you're hampering your confidence, I feel. Which I think was very much highlighted in the past couple days with the rotated boxes exercise. Just because that one is very easy to get stuck overthinking what you're doing a bit. I don't know. Let's do some slightly longer ones too. Trying to get them to the point where they're a bit less wobbly. Just something that takes time. Might change the playlist and actually use this one for tomorrow for Pixel Things. I think it fits that niche a bit more. There's an emo playlist. Let's listen to that. See what they got. If it's anything I actually know. Probably just be modern stuff that they actually have the rights for, though. Yeah, I'm already over this. This track is whack. What else we got? Awful lot of synthy electronic music for this being the emo playlist. Let's try the folk one. That should be a little better, hopefully. Not that I think, like, all emo music has to be not electronic or anything, but that was definitely not what I had in mind when I saw that playlist. Not that it really matters, as we'll be pausing the music in a minute here to go watch the video for the day. I'm going to leave this bottom section for... I'm going to do like some page-long ones maybe tomorrow. Ghosted line warm-ups for today. Take a picture of that for the Twitter. Probably going to be taking a break in the middle of the video for a bit of a nerdy reason. I have a raid queued up in Pokemon Go that I'm waiting for. That I have been waiting for literally all day, so. Alright, so we'll pause the indie folk music and go on over to organic perspective. This here is the last exercise of lesson 1, and it is a doozy. I don't know, I think the last one, like honestly, like looking at this one, I think the last one is more of a doozy, but we'll see as we go, I guess. Like the rotated boxes, what I want most is for you to complete the recommended number of pages to the best of your current ability. I think this one's 2 pages. No more nor less. Not looking to impress anyone, but rather to face the challenges head on so it can make you think about them and consider spatial problems. So let's go ahead and watch the video first. Just know that I'm probably gonna pause this at some point to do my Pokemon Go raid.
Is called the organic perspective process. It's similar to the rotated boxes, except you don't have neighboring forms, so you just kind of have to wing it and try and rotate boxes arbitrarily in 3D space. You start off by drawing a line that kind of flows through space. So you want to think about this point of the line is closer to the viewer, and then it kind of goes back and around until it's further away. That's a little wobbling there. So this is closer, and it goes further away, and so on. And the reason that I want you to draw this line is because it kind of governs the flow of a lot of different boxes that you're drawing through space. So you'll start off with maybe small ones here, and I want you to be aware of the size differences that you're constructing, because when you have a lot of little forms like this, you want to, the brain kind of automatically assumes that they're the same size. So when you have very big boxes, it's not that the box itself is big, the brain interprets it as this box is very close to me, or if it's small, it's very far away. So you got a box there, and maybe you've got another. And of course, you'd be applying the ghosting method here, just like everywhere else. I'm not, because I don't have the time to do that on this video. So it's kind of a do as I say, not as I do kind of deal. So just like I mentioned with the rotated boxes, this exercise is meant to be difficult. It's not an easy thing to just arbitrarily rotate these forms in your head. The point of it is to start developing a mental model of 3D space in your brain. And gradually, as that develops, you'll find your intuitive sense of space will kind of become easier to use. So you'll notice that sometimes you end up in situations where the far plane, so let's say this is the near plane, and this is the far plane, meaning it's farther away from the viewer. This one, the far plane, is not meant to be bigger than the near plane. Like if you actually drew through the box, you see that this one is way larger than this one. That is technically incorrect, but you will run into those mistakes somewhat as you do this exercise, and that's completely normal. Of course, you want to strive towards not doing it, but the fact that it happens is no big shame. Another thing that I do want you to play with is having boxes that over.
My queue popped, so I'll be right back in like 5 minutes. am in my raid now, so it'll be just 2 or 3 more minutes. Nice. We got our Me Spirit first catch. Easy. Okay, so with that out the way, just checked one last thing, and we will be good to go. Let's start this over. It's a pretty short video.
Because when you have a lot of little forms like this,
Just so I'm not as distracted.
want to the brain kind of automatically assumes that they're the same size. So when you have very big boxes, it's not that the box itself is big. The brain interprets it as this box is very close to me, or if it's small, it's very far away. So there's a box there, and maybe and of course you'd be applying the ghosting method here, just like everywhere else. I'm not, because I don't have the time to do that on this video.
So long wiggly line, small boxes at the end, big ones up close.
So just like I mentioned with the rotated boxes, this exercise is meant to be difficult. It's not an easy thing to just arbitrarily rotate these forms in your head. The point of it is to start developing a mental model of 3D space in your brain. And gradually, as that develops, you'll find your intuitive sense of space will kind of become easier to use. So you'll notice that sometimes you end up in situations where your far plane, so let's say this is the near plane, and this is the far plane, meaning it's farther away from the viewer. This one, the far plane, is not meant to be bigger than the near plane. Like if you actually drew through the box, you'd see that this one is way larger than this one. That is technically incorrect, but you will run into those mistakes somewhat as you do this exercise, and that's completely normal. Of course, you want to strive towards not doing it, but the fact that it happens is no big shame. Another thing that I do want you to play with is having boxes that overlap. Because overlapping gives you a stronger sense of depth if this object is in front of this other object. And also I want you to exaggerate scale as things get closer to the viewer. The last thing that I want to mention is that I don't want you to have foreshortening, that is the rate at which your parallel lines converge with one another, to be too dramatic. I don't want it to be too fast, because that tends to imply a very large scale. Like if you're looking up at a very tall building, let's say you're looking up at something like this. Across this two-dimensional distance here, you are getting a great deal of convergence, meaning the vanishing point is quite close, like up there maybe. This tells us that the scale of the object that you're looking at is probably very large. The vanishing point is close, therefore the distance that is infinity is so close that this object must be huge. Conversely, if it was just very minute, that tells us that this is actually, the foreshortening is limited. The vanishing point is probably somewhere like up here, and so it's a much more manageable and relatable size. So with these boxes, because we are showing so much depth through the size of the individual boxes, and how we can tell that there is a great deal of space because these faraway boxes are very tiny and the close-up boxes are very large, we don't want to have the same kind of convergence, because that'll throw our sense of scale way off. We want to keep our foreshortening rather shallow.
Okay.
Shallow meaning that the vanishing points are farther away, that the convergence is more limited. So this allows us to keep things more cohesive. If we have a lot of weird scale issues with like very large boxes far away and then smaller boxes close up, or boxes that feel like they're big in scale farther away, that throws things off, and it makes the viewer feel like something is wrong, but they can't quite put their finger on it.
Something's wrong, I can feel it.
And so that's basically the gist of this exercise. It's just a bunch of free-floating boxes in space. They're not aligned to each other or anything, but they are following this kind of path, moving from farther away, where they're smaller, to closer. And so, of course, you fill this page up with multiple frames, and you do the same thing for however many pages I ask for in the homework section. And that's about it. Again, don't worry if you make mistakes on this. If you're having any trouble at all, and even if you're not, it's probably a good idea to move on to the 250 box challenge after you complete this. But of course, as always, since this is the last exercise in this lesson, make sure that you get someone to critique your work, whether that's on the subreddit or on the Discord server. Have someone else look at it. Don't just work in a bubble. I know that sometimes it can be a little bit intimidating to have someone else look at your work, but if you've done this right at all, you've probably put in many, many, many hours of work into this. So it's worthwhile to make sure that you've been going about it correctly. And if you haven't, that's perfectly okay, as long as you get someone else to point it out to you, and that you know how to move forwards better, more efficiently, and more effectively. So that's about it. I'll call this quits now. I hope that all the lesson video or exercise videos have helped clarify some points. As always, they are meant to be companions to the full lesson, so don't use these as an excuse not to read through all that material. And also make sure that you at least go through the instructions, the written instructions, every time before you're about to start the work, because otherwise, I mean, we're forgetful, we're only human, so we're going to make those mistakes, we're going to forget key pieces of information, and we don't want to end up wasting our time doing things wrong or doing things incorrectly. So come back to the videos, come back to the written instructions, refresh your memory frequently.
I mean, I do agree with coming back frequently, especially like over weekend breaks and stuff like that. But for some of them, I honestly don't know how feasible that is, because if you try to read through and digest the entirety of the rotated boxes exercise every time you try to do that, you're going to be spending like 45 minutes to an hour reading and watching, preparing, which will, I imagine, would kind of fuck up your mental for it too. It's pretty daunting to read through all that and then just be like, yeah, let's just do it. But we'll read through this one, of course. While this exercise is very much about attempting to construct freely rotated boxes in 3D space, it also introduces you to a couple of compositional concepts. To start with, we're going to draw a frame as we did for many of our previous exercises. So I'm using A4 paper, so we'll probably do 3 frames. We're also going to draw a nice swoopy line. That's a good word, swoopy. I like that word. We're a nice swoopy line, as you can see here. Imagine this line moves from closer up to the viewer and pushes back into the scene, getting further away. You can draw with more pressure initially to make it a heavier stroke up close and ease up as you move back, or you could do it in the opposite direction. Next, we're going to start with a box. For that box, this is interesting because I like how he actually writes out how to draw the box here, which he doesn't really mention in the video. In the video, he just goes for it from the edges. Next, we're going to start with one box. For this box, find the corner that is going to be closest to the viewer and draw out each of the lines coming off of that corner. Often, this will be kind of a Y shape with angles greater than 90 degrees between each lines, resulting in something we call the Y method of constructing a box, but that's not really what's important. What matters here is that you're drawing one line belonging to each of the 3 sets of parallel lines that make up this box. Each line points to its own separate vanishing point. Up here, over there. Now, with one line of each set drawn, we're going to add another to each line. As you're drawing this, think about how you want each set to converge and try to think about, in rough terms, where the vanishing point is going to be for each set. So with this one, the vanishing point would be like relatively close. It'd be like here-ish. These two would be super far off down, like here. Same with these ones, they'd be like way up in the top of my browser that you can't see. This step effectively sets in stone where the vanishing point is going to be. It'll be where these two lines present, where the two lines present of each set, where the two lines present of each set. It'll be where the two lines present of each set converge. I don't know why, but that flows really badly. Now, we're not going to necessarily be super accurate to this as we move forward, but it's what we're going to strive for. You'll notice in my example here, my estimations will be far from perfect. Finally, we do the last 3 lines for this box. The result is workable. The convergences are far from consistent, but the act of constructing this box has forced us to think about how these lines exist in sets, where each set shares one vanishing point. Keep in mind that the specific procedure we've used here isn't set in stone. It's about the concepts it highlights. At its core, a box is made up of 3 sets of parallel lines. How you go putting them together is up to you. Just nice. I did a few different ways of doing it, I think, over the course of the box stuff so far. Now do this a lot. Construct your boxes along the swoopy line you made initially, specifically making boxes that are closer larger and those smaller in order, and those far away smaller in order to convey the depth of the scene. One other thing I want to avoid is applying foreshortening that is too dramatic because it messes up the scale, as he cleared up in the video. The purpose of this exercise is to throw you in the deep end of the pool without yet having taught you how to swim. Woo, drowning. By diving into this exercise, you're being forced to contend with freely rotating boxes in 3D space without any real grounding on how to deal with them. There's no real vanishing points that you're making on the page, no neighboring forms to kind of guess off of, and you're basically just guessing. It's actually been the fellow we followed, gradually stripping away our rules, forcing you to rely more and more on educated guesses and intuition. Yeah, I definitely went from like being like with the one where you could use the rulers and like had all your vanishing points laid out. It's like, yeah, I feel good about that one. Just like steadily, just like. So here's the example homework. It probably won't look like this, but you gotta work for it. I don't know, like common mistakes or things to keep in mind in this one. I wonder if it's because this one's moved from where it originally was in the lessons. I think this was originally part of 2 or 3 or something. Okay, pretty straightforward instructions. We'll keep these 2 up and handy for me to view. Let's do ambient music. That sounds vibey. Automatically we get an intense drum beat and hi-hats. Anyway, I'll stop complaining about the genre classification of this music site in a minute. Alright. So first thing we do while setting up our vibes is framing. So let's make our first frame. Or frame out the entire first page, rather. That's how I like to do it. So, previously we've been doing, what have we been doing? Something like 8 centimeter long frames, which isn't too bad. Because I think 9, my 9 wouldn't give me a whole lot of space between the frames to work with. So, we'll line up on first blue, or the first line here. Make sure that's also lined up down there. Nicely. And then we go from 1 to 9. From 10 to 18. And then from 19 to, 27? Yeah. And the frame on the bottom will be, or the border on the bottom will be a little bigger, but I don't care too much about that. do the same thing up here. Oh, I do actually have to measure this distance though. 2.5? Okay. So then we set up the same way here. First blue line to 0. Even up here. Starting at 2.5. So 2.5 plus 8 would be 10.5. Yeah. So 2.5 to 10.5. Centimeter in between 11.5 to 19.5. Then 20.5 to 28.5. Those should be our frame borders. Looks alright this time. Might not be perfect, but it's a work in progress as well. So then try to do a nice straight line. Across our bottom here. Up top. Making sure to hold down the ruler nice and steady this time so I don't have wiggly border lines again. 'Cause that sucked. That lined up there. And then our top frame. Trying to keep it straight. Hard to see what I'm doing. So let's keep this line up here. Oh, that looks good. Oh. Missed one. Whoop. Can't have that. And no horizon line on this either. Right. Yeah, because that would give us vanishing points that we don't want. Right around there looks fine. Yeah. Frames are done. Frames are done. Vibes are somewhere. Alright. Frame 1. These look relatively even, right? Yeah, they look alright. So, I guess we'll start... Oh, I don't know. Let's start up here. And then have it go, like, down, around, and back, I guess. So... Do is what we want. Something like that. Should probably swoop a bit more, honestly, but we can make this work, I think. Now, do we want to start with the big boxes or the small boxes is the thing. kind of want to start with the small one and work up. So find the corner that's facing to the viewer. We'll put it like right here. And do our 3 lines coming out of it. Go here. Here. And maybe like here. This will be our center line. So we have that, and then each line is going to its own vanishing point, which now we get to think about where they're going to converge. So this one I think is going to converge pretty far up. It's like here. This one's going to converge. We'll say right around. We'll say there. That might be too dramatic. So that's one that's parallel. So that one goes to there. Oh, like the bottom plane. Well, yeah, but you can't really see the bottom plane on this one. So that's kind of weird. So if we're going here to here, here to here. Oh, we would want the, yeah, so parallel to here, and then the one parallel to here, which would be the top one, right? So I just I ordered that one weirdly. So that one can go pretty much parallel, I think. Put it like there. So that should be right. And this one is supposed to be somewhat parallel to that one. Comes down here. Across here. And this goes up here. With this being roughly parallel to here. Something like that. Yeah, these two were supposed to be parallel. Actually, I messed that one up. Okay. So next, let's do... Let's do one where the closest corner is like top and facing center. So something like here. And just a little bigger than this one. It's like here. Maybe here. Here. And here. Something like that. Oh, posture check. So like that. And then since this is the closest one, We draw one line off of each of them. So for this one, it would be the one parallel to here going back, right? Or converging to here going back. For this one, it could be this one going back here, converging to this pretty far out. Right around there. And then for this one, it would be the one going straight down, converging with the center line at some point in space. Okay, so next we do those 3 lines. And this one, which is coming out to here. Like that. And then we have our last 3 lines. Going here. Here, oh, I scuffed that one a little bit. And here, right? Because it should be parallel to these two. Or with a common vanishing point on those 3. Next, I kind of want to do one where the closest corner is up here. So let me think here. Yeah, and you're looking at like the underplane of it. So like this being the top outer corner. That comes down to here. Right, and then this coming down to like here. And this also coming down to here. Something like that. That should be about right. Posture check. Yeah, perfect, perfect. So this is like massive top corner coming out. And we'll have these two converging way down bottom off in the middle of nowhere. These two converging pretty far off as well. Roughly parallel. Oh, I think I did it again where I can't really do the Y method this way. Hold on a sec, because we have this plane and this plane, right? Yeah, because with the angle, that would only connect to two of them, so that would be connecting to one down there. Kind of an invisible plane. Alright, well, let's just do these two and take another look at it then. Right? Should be more over here. Oh, I scuffed that. That is not right. And then these two connect as well. This connects to here. And then we need posture. Posture is what we need. Our last bit of the bottom plane, so parallel to here, right? Something like that. That one got away from me a bit. So let's do another medium one, like coming out like this. It might be too overlap though. Maybe if we do it out here. Have the main face be over here. Something like this. So this being the main edge. Yeah, like that. Okay, that's what I wanted. And then we have this one coming up off here. Right to the top of the frame. That one coming off there to the side of the frame. Right, so like these two should be like that. So 1, 2, 3. And then this should be going to the same vanishing point as this somewhere out there. That top plane. 4. And then that should be parallel to that, but that line is off. Looks like it's like coming down from the top line. From the top ring with a steel chair, it's box number 4. Kind of want to try the opposite angle. like having a slightly smaller one here. Going down to here. Up to there and down to here, maybe? So let's think about how the lines would come off of this one. So that one would converge with this vanishing point if we did it this way. That one would converge with this vanishing point if we do it this way. And then the one coming off of this one should converge with this vanishing point. So it would be straight from here somewhere. Right. Should be something like that, I think. So we wanted that one goes to there. That one goes back. And this one goes down. Like that. And then we just finish it. And that parallel to there. Top plane ended up a little weird again, but these bottom plane ones are kind of getting away from me. The boxes are sloppy, but I'm kind of getting the idea, I think. Kind of want to do another bottom one where it's not so dramatic. It's like, again. Maybe angle it a little too. So if we go something like here. To here. To here. To around there. Might be too big. So that one should be going parallel to here and converging up here eventually. And this one converges with here eventually, somewhere off screen. And then this one converges with here. So if that was where it was actually supposed to go, it should be down there in the middle. Okay, that makes more sense now. And parallel to there. And these two are parallel. Converging down there. Another one of these. Yeah, these underplane ones are really tricky. And then we'd want another similar one, sized one here. Let's go for a basic, like, top plane one right here. It's like, yeah. But we want it to be a similar size, so we can have our bottom angle point be here. Edge of that here. This out to here. And then the other side. Oh, I don't know, roughly around here. Something like that. Posture again. I gotta stop. I don't know why. I mean, I know part of it is because the microphone gets in the way. But I really gotta just, like, mentally block it out and not be trying to duck under it every other line. It's really not doing me any favors. Okay, so those are our first 3 lines on that. And then we have ones coming off of each of it, so these two need to converge eventually. So, I think a little further, actually. Like there. Yeah, it looks better. So that'll be the line that comes off of here. And then the line that comes... Or maybe that should be the line that comes off of here, the vertical one. All of this needs to be... No, yeah, and then the line coming off of here can be The one that goes here. And converges with this. And the one coming off of here is the one that goes up there. I think when there's a plane being blocked, I think I can only do 2, and then I just have to calculate out the third one after, which is fine. Pretty sure that's how that works. Just by virtue of how planes work. And then the next one coming off of here follows this vanishing point. So around here. Right on that corner. These two connect right around here. And these two connect across the back of here parallel. Now we need, yep, organic perspective. You got your swishy lines and your boxes on them. Oh, this isn't honestly for my first frame. I kind of feel like I could have made a better swoopy line. I was like, I want to do a loop-de-loop, and just made a tiny one at the end. It's tricky, but honestly, I'm having a lot more fun with it because, at least with this one, you get kind of like the clear-cut formula of here's how you can be nice even if bending and squishing doesn't help for animations. Yeah. Wait, be nice even if bending and squish doesn't... but nice to understand the body. Yeah. I'm just really happy to not have to be drawing through these specific boxes. Because the back inner plane, that's... my brain still has, like, a lot of issues figuring out the like, hidden back plane. So, I'm quite happy about that. So let's make, like, a one that's, like, tilted this way up here. So we'll go... I gotta be pretty starting to get bigger now too, so we'll go like here, here, to something like there. They're nice. I'm a little worried though now that I'm nearing lesson 1. In that I know they harp on it a lot and say it's not a huge deal, but I feel like I get a decent amount of the concepts okay. Like, so far there hasn't really been anything where I'm like, what? I really can't like wrap my brain around it. But my like accuracy and execution is still like really rough. Has been the main sticking point for me personally. But yeah, so this big one's gonna be tilting down here with the bottom plane down there. Which means the one coming off of here follows this line. Well, is parallel to this line. And would be converging probably off page quite far down. So we'll put this one all the way down to, oh, let's say around here. So that'll be the line coming off of there. The line coming off of here will be the one that converges with this one eventually. Up here, probably a little more to the left. Right around there. So we got here, and then the one coming down from here. That will eventually be hitting this line. And these should be parallel as well after, so... That should be our next set of lines, I think. Something like that. So let's do them. And then, what was it, the vertical one? This one's off. This one should be further down, I think. We'll go there instead. And these two... Oh, and then this one was the next one. Working with that one. Yeah, I can see that one. I think these two angles don't quite jive, but that's fine. Can't really be helped at this point. And then this just goes straight down to here. Yeah, like that. I'm just directly copying what I'm saying. I'm gonna grab water. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. Probably gonna try to squeeze in like 1 or 2 more in here on this frame. Consider this your hydration check. Have you drank water today? Drink some water. I was like, man, why am I feeling so out of it? I did nothing. Yeah, drink some water. Go get some water right now. I'll wait for you. I'll give you like a minute or 2. Go get some water. In fact, that's going to be today's reminder. There wasn't a good reminder in the lesson stuff, so we're going to change today's reminder to drink water. Today's reminder. Drink water. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Good. I'm glad you drank water. I was like, man, I had the day off and everything. Why am I so out of it? Yeah, learn to draw what you like rather than you don't. Well, what I really, really like about the Drawbox stuff so far is the 50% rule in lesson 0. I like that a lot. Where it's like you should be spending 50% of your time just drawing for the sake of drawing. Not even if it is like something you want to draw, or yeah. Draw what you want to draw without caring whether or not you can draw it well yet. And then on top of that, try not to make it super educational. Like, don't be like, oh yeah, for my fun 50%, I'm going to be doing a figure drawing or a figure anatomy course or something. Like, no, like actually just draw people. Like, I've been doing a mix. I do usually twice a week. I'll do something with pixel art. Yeah, anime characters count as people. Anatomy is anatomy, even if it's like, you gotta know the rules of anatomy to break the rules of anatomy, which anime people are just anatomy with slightly twisted rules, yeah. Stylized anatomy. Meh. But I do pixel stuff a couple times a week, and then I just do a couple messing around in Clip Studio doing whatever. So if this goes like this box is way too big. I kind of messed up the perspective there. I mean, I guess technically if you have this being the closest to the viewer, this is still kind of okay. It just doesn't follow the line perfectly well. But that means if I do a size 1 down here, it should be like around the size of these two, right? Yeah. Trying to think what angles I haven't really done yet. Maybe like a big front plane one. Well, that's kind of what I just did right there. Another basic top plane one actually would probably be fine like this. Well, that's kind of what I have there. Bottom plane one. You got one bottom plane, two bottom plane ones. Well, I don't know. Oh, we could do one of the ones where it's just two squares, like no top or bottom plane. Could do one of those like right here. Let's do that. Photography and architecture. Eh? Photography is fun. That's on my like long-term to learn list. So we're gonna do one like this where it's just straight on. Do it like out here. And I don't know. Kind of like just bordering on this one out here. See how this goes. Might do another frame of this. I'm actually enjoying this a lot more than I thought I would. I think it's a nice palette cleanser after the mental anguish of the rotated box thing page. Oh, actually, that needs to be higher. So that one is the parallel to there. Then we have the one coming up here. So these two are parallel. Okay. And then these should just all connect in the middle. I wanted it like that, but it kind of looks like it actually needs a top plane now still. Like one that goes parallel to here. So we'll just toss that in. Real sloppy. As one does. Ooh, that was really sloppy. That last time I should have ghosted more. Draw some buildings. Yeah, well, I mean, buildings are just lots of boxes. And then I kind of want to put a corner in. A corner of the next big box, like here or something. Like just to keep that perspective scale going. Like just one here. It's just like jutting in. Like, hey guys. Heard we were doing a box party. kind of came out weird, but... And then, there we go, that's what was missing. Alright, so there's frame 1. Little cluttered. I don't know, I probably should have done something different when that one I added there. But spinning a bit, I can tell these bottom plane ones, I'll have to do one with more bottom planes, because bottom planes, and judging that, I was going a little roughly. But next, let's do one that actually like kind of goes across both sides a bit more. So we'll start here. I kind of like the idea of just starting one here and just having it loop around and get smaller up top. It's like a big loop up here and then just gradually goes around the back and tapers off. So let's do that. Like that, basically. And we're gonna keep going with working small to big on this, I think. So little tiny boxes. That one can go there. That one can go there. That one can go there. Man, it's really hard to draw from the shoulder on this tiny scale. Little tiny boxes. Yep, I do. If you look below, there should be the top thing in the About Me section should be a link to my Twitter where I post pretty much everything I've done. Including really, really bad testing things, warm-up sheets for this, really, really sloppy things from this. I'm quite new, though. I've literally only been doing this since, what, August 30th? August 29th, give or take? So, it's been like about a month. Weird to think it's already come up on a month, though. It really doesn't feel like it. Someone came in the other day asking, like, how long you been doing this? And I was like, oh, like 2 weeks. I was like, really? It's been closer to 4, but... Yep. So we'll go slightly bigger here. Maybe around here would be good. So if we want that there... Trying to mentally visualize how I want the boxes before I put them down. A little tricky. Oh, that angle's super rough. So we want the one coming down here. Will converge with this line. The one coming down from here, that'll converge from this line. Or no. Yeah, because that'll be... And then the one coming down. Yeah, the one that would converge with this line coming down from here. Okay, yeah, I see it now. Yeah. Like there. Right? This one's kind of more triangular than this plane I want to be in. Ooh, especially with that. Oops. Oops. Yeah, the underplane ones are getting away from me. We're trying, though. I kind of want to try this, like, the flat one again. I wasn't able to get the first time around. Just on a smaller scale. So, like, height-wise, probably, like, here to here, maybe. Let's put it out a little further. Go, like, here to there, and that'll be the main edge, right? And let's go from the bottom. Yeah, because it has to have a not too dramatic angle here. Because if it's too dramatic here, then in order to be parallel up here, I'd have to actually make the top plane, which is what we don't want. We want no top plane, no bottom plane. Roughly. So it needs to be more converging like here and here, right? Or I guess it really just has to do with how I draw the convergence lines. I think that's kind of the main thing there, right? Do that out there. Pretty sure. Not certain. But we're thinking about it. Trying to, anyway. Yeah, so if we have it like that. And same thing with that. These two like converging down more. Yeah, that should do it, I think. Probably a little further out on that one. That should be the ticket. Voila! Two-sided box, kind of. A little lopsided. Oh, it's because these weren't parallel. These were supposed to be all parallel. This one. I didn't draw that out far enough. That should have gone here and down here. Okay. So let's do a similar sized one, but tilted again. I still want to do better at these, but let's do like an angled one. I haven't really done super angly ones on this page yet. So we'll have our main edge right around, oh, I don't know, here. About yay long. Have it come back to there and down to like here. I think we can make that work. This one kind of took an interesting direction. So that one goes out there. Should go somewhere around here. And this one will be going basically straight down to here. Pretty sure. Yeah, kind of rotate it down a little bit. It's kind of nice being able to, like, since the rotations can be whatever, really. having such super arbitrary places to start makes it kind of interesting. That one got a little too big, I think. Could just do really big ones down here is probably what's going to end up happening. To keep the scale kind of going somewhat consistently. But I like how you can kind of just like... If you're not sure what box you want to draw, yeah, you can kind of just like throw 4 points down of roughly the right length and be like, all right, let's see where this takes me. You can see from this one's also going straight up. Chuck a nice chunky boy in the corner. So parallel, so this would converge off camera down there. That would converge up there. And then that would converge. Way the heck up there. Alright, I want a big one that's like fully on though, because I've done like 3 in a row that are like kind of like half off. So we'll go... like that. Posture check. Then this one runs parallel to this line. And around there. The one coming off of this one can run parallel. The one coming off. This one. It's parallel to there, and the one off this one. Parallel to there, roughly. So that runs parallel to that. Oh, I actually need to draw that one. Oops. I don't know what the fuck we're listening to, by the way. This one kind of veered wildly out of frame very quickly. But I think that's okay. Phew. Right. Just this one down here. Posture check. Okay. Let's do that one first. We'll tackle this big one next. This line is wrong, I can see already. Should be going here instead. Actually came out pretty good for how oversized it ended up being. This one's kind of the odd one out. It's way too big for what it's supposed to be. And my scale kind of jumped up real quick. Mostly from this one. I think from this one, it just kind of exploded a bit too much. It's probably a bad idea, but I want to try it. I have an idea. Just to see if it's something I can pull off. Yeah, trying to make it seem like that's another massive face that's coming in at the end there. Time is it? 7:30. Yeah, I think we'll do the last. Do we do the last frame of this? Oh, thanks for the follow, Naza. Sorry, I didn't see that earlier. To do another frame or to switch to digital? That is the question. I think I'm gonna switch here. And we'll do an hour of digital, because I still have some other stuff I gotta do tonight. I gotta take a shower early enough where my hair will be dry. It's hot. Hot and sweaty today. So let's take a picture of this for the Twitter. Switch to the chatting cam while I set things up here. Despite my line accuracy still being pretty bad, I like the rotations we came up with on this. So I'll chalk that up as a win. Got a microfiber. Got to scooch keyboard on down. Mouse pad back up. Grab our handy dandy tablet stand. Pop that bad boy up. Grab the tablet itself. I am currently using a Huion Campus 16. Quite happy with it thus far. Was honestly gonna get something smaller. I wasn't even gonna get a screen tablet when I was first thinking about it. So I was like, I should learn how to do traditional first. Right? I was like, well, this could be fun. I'll get maybe like a little like basic drawing, like a little like a Wacom, like one of the like 5-inch ones or whatever. Glorified mousepad one. So I was like reading some reviews and I was like, yeah, the like getting over the separation of moving your pen somewhere and then it actually moving on the screen elsewhere, like it's real tricky. It takes forever to get used to. Screen tablets are so much better, or pen tablets, whatever they call them. So like, all right, well, look, maybe I'll get like a 12-inch screen tablet or whatever. So I looked into the reviews for like the 12, 13-inch screen tablets, and like the vast majority of those were just like, oh, I gotta find my reference art again. Shit. I think I downloaded it. Alright, let me open everything first. But folks were just like, yeah, the 12, 13 inches are nice, but you can't really see the UI on half the stuff you do with them. So I bought a 12-inch like 6 months ago, and now I want a 16-inch. So I was like, alright, fuck it, I'll spend a little the more up front and just have a 16-inch to go for. Anyway, rant aside, today we're going back on to where the frickety fuck? Ref, there we go. No, that's in the wrong ref folder. Shoot, did I not even save my reference art? No, I didn't, because that's from the... jeez. Not that I really need it, but like... Was this the one I was using? Yeah, this is what I was using. So, open... Image in new tab. Alright. Here's what we're working with, roughly. And... here's what we have so far. Yesterday we did Oh yeah, just so I don't forget. Alexa, set a 1 hour timer.
1 hour, starting now.
Perfect. We did this rough base layer stuff. And even that was just like the basic, like, maybe antlers go here. Did kind of a rough blur sketch pen thing of how I wanted things laid out. And are now going over it with a India ink brush. Because it is extremely fun to use and satisfying, and I really like the look of it. So let's continue right on with that then. This is what I'm using, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, and I gotta boot my camera back over. So first thing I'm going to do is flip for symmetry check, and also because it's easier for me to draw when things are on the right side of my screen for me. So I can rest my hand on the screen with my fancy glove. And then kind of want this as one fluid line. Maybe zoom in on that a little bit. Yeah, like that. That looks good. Connect that a little better. Like a little more pressure. There we go. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's too heavy. That works. That one, the line was okay. It was just a little too heavy-handed, I think, on the pressure. On that stroke. Actually, I like that. That flows pretty well. I like this kind of like pseudo calligraphy style. Very fun. Kind of want this the opposite way. Like, there we go. Coming to a point out there. Oh, there we go. That's perfect. That's what I wanted. Get some like wicked curve on that. Carry that all the way down into here. Yeah, like that. Actually, I kind of like that hook back came out how I wanted that. And I don't really like this little bone lump I had here in the original sketch, so we're going to take that out. Just a thick line like there. I think. Go something like that. And then a little lighter down through here. fact, I kind of want to do this all in one stroke. Yeah, a nice heavy, solid line down there for the bottom of that. Alright. So how's that looking? Looking pretty good. This could be cleaned up a little bit. Might redo this real quick here. Yeah, I think that looks okay. And this edge is a little scuffed. Okay, so it's our rough line work. I needed to thicken this up. Better. Now, what do we want to do with this next? Might make a new layer and play with trying to shade this a little bit more. Like going over this light sketch layer with something else. Let's do that. So we'll do new layer under this layer. Right, yeah, under layer 2, but above layer 1. Okay. Now what do we want to do that with? Ink? Ink has an interesting texture. The watery ink of the India ink stuff. So we can see better if we take this out. Has an interesting texture, but I don't know if that's what I want to use for this one. It's kind of like graphite with like how it layers on. But it's very uniform in a way. I don't know. Could kind of, I guess that kind of works for bone though. In a way. Let's try something else though. Okay. Make sure we're... Oh, I was on the wrong layer too. I do that a lot. Oh yeah, there's like cross hatching and like ruled lines and oh man. There's so many cool brush options in this. And I haven't even like downloaded any of them. Ah. Just like rough crosshatch, and it could just be like, bam, shading. Wait, isn't this... This is under this layer. Why is that showing up above it? I guess the opacity. No, that's definitely showing up above it, though, right? Oh, wait. My layers order got screwed up again. I think I undoed one too many times. That's why. There we go. Yeah, that's how that should be. No, and now I'm writing on the wrong layer. Fuck. Layer 3. Okay. There we go. Okay. As it should be. I do think instead of relying on shading, I should probably... You know what I should do? Let's go back. I do feel like I should actually define the, like, jawbone line. Or, like, the nasal cavity line a bit better. Really lately. So, like... how this actually continues down. Out to there. Same on this side. I think that helps make it a little more apparent what's actually going on there. Having that line clearly defined. Tricky, though. Tricky. Cross-hatching is very interesting. It gets so dark so quickly when you use this, though. I don't know. It's interesting texture. Not sure how I feel about it, to be honest. It's a cool brush, though. It's cool, but I don't really know if I'd call it like a bone-ish texture, you know? But I can actually do quick rough shading with it. Might just keep it for the eyes. I kind of like it for the eyes. Makes it look kind of cursed. It's nice to get a rough idea of how the shading should look, though. Because the main light should be basically head on, right? So, like, there shouldn't be that much on that part of the nose. The brush is fine with the strokes. So, yeah, they do. That's kind of the, it's like, that's just me kind of like chicken scratching it anyway, though. But yeah, they do overlap in a pretty messy way. I don't know, I like it though. It's a fun brush. But I think what I'm just doing with this for now is just getting... I like with overlapping it, the amount of control over shading I'm feeling from it right now. So I'm just using it to rough out how I kind of want to shade it, I think. Because we want down here needs to be really dark right beneath the nose hole. Right? Like this needs to be like almost black. Down here. And of course the whole part actually being cleaned out. As this is darker, but there'll be something else entirely in there. Yeah, I don't know. Just trying to get the proper... I guess slope is the word I would use. Oh. Up here. Or perspective. A little rough. Black suit? What is this? Oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. Whew. That's a cool brush. I'm gonna use that at some point. Maybe I'll use that for the eyes. The black suit. Thing is that I think it's just straight to black, yeah. Those like rough bleeding lines. Sand for tone. For roughing this out, we still need to... Actually, yeah, it wouldn't be erased entirely. It would just be lighter. Let's try another layer and do something different. It's the beautiful part of this is if like I don't like how something kind of panned out on one tool, I can just be like, new layer, do something else. How does chalk work for shading, I wonder? Ooh, this has tilt. Shoop, whoop, whoop. Probably not very well, but let's experiment. Oh, this is kind of a laggy brush when you get up to this size. I have to do it a bit smaller. Yeah, problem with this is it just gets so dark so quickly, there's really not a whole lot of gradation you can do with that one. Just trying to figure out how to get like this. You can't really see, but like the where I'm pointing, but the area right beneath that nose, like that shading in the nose cavity to make the perspective better. I don't know. It's tripping me up a bit. Like trying to make, going back to the drawing, this area seem properly cavernous, you know? Yeah, I'm not like chalk. Let's not do chalk. Flat marker. Oh. Wait, did I accidentally delete that entirely? Oops. There we go. Could use this to get the overlap can be used to show the darker sides in the remaining, like this. Yeah. Yeah. Could try something like this too, with like more of a actual like marker painterly kind of depth pattern, you know. Because it goes darker up here. To lighter here. That kind of thing. Like a bit of a grayscale kind of thing, I don't know. And just having this be lightly colored. But yeah, trying to show this going like into that section is kind of tripping me up too, I think. Ow. Yeah, like a yellow tinted. Instead of just going black and white. Yeah, I could do that. Still just trying to figure out how I want to handle this transition. Can't decide if this hard line should go this hard line should go or stay. Like these. Or if I'd be better off just trying to do like a gradual shaping of it. I don't know. Basically, this is showing up as flat. Even though it's supposed to be kind of a cylinder, you know? An image? Yeah. One sec. Here's the image. But basically, as you can see, like directly to the right and left of the like holes in the nose mouth, or like how this is kind of like a cylinder-ish, but I don't really have that going. So I'm thinking of how I can construct that better. Maybe even, so like, let's say we like go back to the blur sketch layer even. And did it more, it looks kind of alright there, but more like, because shape-wise, it technically should be more like a, kind of a curved cylinder coming out of there, right? Yeah, and it gets lighter as it touches the nostrils. Yeah. Which is kind of what I was going with there. But the nose part only, yeah. Yeah, so it should, because that's just the shadow coming from the nose. That dark zone shouldn't go all the way down. Yeah, I see that. What even was I using for this? Flat marker? So let's back this up. Let's actually just redo this. We're on the right layer. We can just... Alright, and I was going to change the, like a yellower... Yellow, brown, gray. But yeah, and then it lightens up considerably right after there. Although this inner bit is still a bit darker than this outside cheek area, which would probably just be like 1 or 2. Something like that. Same with this. And then this would be darker too, as it's below the nose cavity. And get out later. Something like that. Think of a boxing glove entrance. Entrance is facing a light that is darker. The part facing us is lit up. Yeah, so it's lighter down at the bottom and it gets darker as you go in, yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I think that one came out a little too heavy-handed there. We can fix that. No matter what I do, that's gonna look as much like that. Yeah, it's just some random ambient music, but it's been like a weird mix of like hi-hatty, low-key electric music to like sad music to like almost horror music. It's been a weird playlist, to be perfectly honest. We're mourning this poor deer that died for art, Cact. This should be a little darker around the eyes too, right? Yeah, it is kind of interstellar. I feel that. No, I don't like that around the eyes. Too chicken scratchy. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you were here for it, but I messed with another idea for coloring it as well. It was a little more cursed. Cact. Could combine them. There you go. Oh, you barely see the underlayer that way. Kind of works. Although I think if I wanted this this layer a bit, or the spooky layer. If I fade this spooky layer, oh wait, that's wrong. This and then fade spooky layer. Something like that. Actually looks kind of neat. Yeah, this is fully up. That's fully off. Because then I can kind of see where some of my gaps are in this too, right? This still needs to get filled in a bit up here. And in the middle. Yeah, it does. So let's actually take this color darker too. But we'll use the same tool. Just making sure that's actually coming out. It's looking very subtle on my side of things. Like dirty old people teeth. There's that. I'm just worried about that being too light. I don't know. I mean, maybe that under, actually, that under. So if you do that, like here, there's an under in color. That's actually probably pretty good. That might be a little too yellow. Darker, a little. Something like that, maybe. A little more yellow. Don't know. Let's give it a light wash of that on the lighter areas as well. If anything, I don't really, if I'm gonna overdo it with the cross-hatching anyway, I don't really think I need to be using such a small tip for this and layering it as much. I could honestly probably just do like big general strokes like this instead. I think would be fine. And then just go back here and crank this up. Oh, we're on the. There we go. Also on this layer, I wanted to actually want to do something else with the actual eyes themselves. Wanted to use that suit brush we found earlier. Let's do that real quick. Where was that anyway? It's in one of these. Oh, I wanted to play with this too, actually, with the chain stuff. Where was the suit brush? Is it in chalk? No. Pencil, pen, brush. Not one of my brushes. Spray? No. Blender, gradients. I don't know where the heck that was. I feel like it was in here somewhere. Wasn't an effect, though. Pastel, no. Pencil, pastel. Yeah, I'm not gonna completely black it out. I'm just trying to find the fucking... that really cool tool we had earlier. I don't remember where the heck it was. Suit. Thought it wasn't one of these. Oh, black suit. There we go. Yeah, it was in the cross hatching. There we go. What if we did that and just like creepy color? It's like. I don't know, it doesn't diffuse as well as I thought it might. Oh, does it not even? Can you not even? Okay, you can go over it, but. Something like that. It looks like a bug. Does that look like in the black, though? Yeah, this really only goes like right to black. You have to actually pick your color. There's no like opacity with it, really. It's kind of like a paintbrush. What is Gauze Cloud? Let's experiment. We're experimenting. Oh, black for shading on top of that. We could do that. Oh, that's kind of cool, though. Maybe not that dark that quick. Something like that, maybe? Nah, I think the gray. Let's go over it with a little more red. That's too darked out. I think. I think I erased all the cross-hatching down here. Which we're gonna keep. We're gonna still want some of that. Or no, it's just super dark. Because that yellow is too much in there. On layer 4. That needs to come out a little bit. This probably isn't gonna work very well, but. Yeah, because it just takes out the entire layer. Could try blending it. Let's mess with the blending tool. Actually, let's. Go back to the flat marker and just put more of this on there. So it's at least consistent. And not that huge random blast of yellow in there. Wrong one. Yeah, that's still... Maybe because of how thick the cross-hatching is, too, though. I don't know. Kind of hard to tell. Oh, wait, also the layer ordering is off. One second. Like, if we have this layer on top, I think that looks better than that, personally. Like, I think this is better, having the cross-hatching on top. Flows with the ink better, I think. And can still keep the opacity just a bit lighter to make up for it. Oh yeah, that's the other thing with the color. Is one of the reasons why the color seems so light is because it's on that same layer that has the opacity. Forgot about that. That works though, I think. We did need to clean up this cross-hatching though. You know what I could do? If we just take our light, sickly yellow and just cross-hatch over this to fix where we overdid it before instead of just erasing it and messing it up entirely. That might work. Something like this. Just that's properly just the shading there, you know? And then you can just add another little bit of the dark on top of it to even it out again. Something like that. I don't know. Don't know what I want to do with the horns at all. Actually, I had an idea for the horns. It's kind of funny. I want to try. It's like... How do I select by color? There we go. So we did something like that and then just like... Maybe reverse that. So like... Oh. Yeah, like that. And then we can add some texture afterwards in a different layer. And clean up the spots that aren't quite properly dotted. Something like that. What else do I want to experiment with the horns? There was something in here. I think it was this. Something just like, some cute little chains flying off. Yeah. Honestly, at this point for the background layer, I'd honestly, for like a background environment, I would honestly probably just throw another textured gradient in the background at this point. Not planning on going super hard on that front of it at all. kind of like the chains. Gives it a little more movement. But yeah, if I was gonna do a background, I'd honestly probably just do something really basic, just like. Oh wait, that'd be reversed, right? That's actually pretty cool. Can just change exactly where that goes to change the amount of light that comes through there. Problem with gradient is just like on its own it looks basic, but can change things. Change aspects of it later as well. Like, just do that, throw another layer on top of it. You can even just be like... Oh, you can change the color properties of that too. That's interesting. Yes, you can even do... Can change it around a bit. Have like little sunspots. You could do that for the eyes even, just like... Oh wait, wrong layer, but... Could just be like... Hello. Alexa, cancel timer. That actually has potential, though. That tool has potential. What if we did something like... So, forget all this for now. All this fancy shit. If we go in here and we take out this eye color... You can keep the little cross thatching on the outside. That's fine. That's whatever. And now we go a layer beneath this, and we go back to our photosphere tool. We go super dark red. Oh, and then we would do it this way. Could do something like that. And by messing with the size of it and how we do it, can even just like, and the colors too could do darker. Probably wouldn't want too darker though. Would want maybe a little more red in that orange. And then over here would be darker, right? So you take your gradient and you would grab this color, go back to your gradient, and just do like oh wait, those should be reversed. And then do, yeah, like this. Probably take the orange darker too. Oh, that's not what we wanted. That looks kind of weird, actually. But the idea has potential. I think the idea has potential. Oh, what the heck are these random scribbles on my background there? Yellow? I think that was... Oh, that was on my, initial sketch layer. Okay, that's fine. That can stay then. That we don't care about. But yes, this has some potential, I think. What layer are we on right now with this? Did I make a new layer for this? Yeah, I did. Layer 8. Should label my layers better. Tubby H. Oh god, what layer is that on? Ooh. 7? What the shit else is on layer 7? Oh, just that. Cool. Delete. Alright, let's get rid of this layer. I'll do this all on layer 8. Could even just do like slightly more automatic, oh shoot. Ah, whatever. Yeah, I didn't mean it like that. I meant to do it the opposite way. Yeah, like that. But we want it more on the red side. It's like having that there and then, yeah, like this. That way the shading kind of happens automatically. Without getting too outlandish with the colors or anything. Oh, deselect. Get rid of that. Reselect. Gradient tool. Something like that, roughly. But my timer went off a couple minutes ago and I completely ignored it. I'm gonna call it there for tonight just because I have some other stuff I gotta do before bedtime. Turn off the hand cam. I've had that on this entire time. But made some decent progress on this today. Finished the line work, added some flare stuff. Thought about the coloring and how we're gonna do that. So we'll probably go back to this more next week, I think. As tomorrow is gonna be the other page of, or the other frame, I guess, of organic perspective, and then pixel stuff for the night. I think we'll see how tired I am. I have a very long work day tomorrow, but you need to bring some more color matching with the eyes. Yeah, well, we'll deal with that next week. But thanks for stopping by, and I'll hopefully see y'all when I see y'all. Cheers.